All right, so you are probably here because you've signed up for the optional ACT writing test, or maybe you're thinking about it. So in this episode, what we're going to do is talk about the basic information that you need to know. We're going to talk about the fact that it's optional. Then we're going to talk about the prompt, what you can expect to see, how much time you're going to have to work on these things, and then how in the end your actual essay will be scored. So we talked about the fact that the ACT writing test is optional. In fact, at this point, though, about 18% of colleges and universities require students to take the test for admissions. Another 21% recommend it. So in order to kind of figure out whether or not you really want to be taking this test, a good starting place is the ACT website. So if you go to act.org and click the test here on the opening screen, and then take a look over here, click Writing Test option, and you'll see here in the middle, Search Writing Test Requirements by College. So here's where you can go and you can click and enter the name of your college that you're applying to see if you need to take it or if the college requires or recommends it. So for instance, let's try University of Illinois. All right, so when we type it in, we click Find, you'll see it lists all of the University of Illinois colleges. The flagship is the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and you can see starting in 2008, they require all students applying for admissions to take the writing portion of the test. The two satellite campuses, one in Chicago and one in Springfield, both recommend it. So you can kind of see if you're a student that's applying to one of these three campuses, you probably should take the writing test. And in fact, I think an essay is going to reveal more about you than bubbles that you fill in an ACT could any day. So it's always nice to have that added kind of facet to your personality that the essay is going to provide. So the first thing we're going to look at that you're probably going to want to know about going into the ACT writing test is the prompt. 4 things about the prompt that we're going to talk about. The first is that the prompt relates directly to high school students. So you're going to get some sort of issue that you probably have dealt with. Some of the things that have come up in the past are cell phones in schools, what cafeterias offer, should high school be extended longer than 4 years. So it's going to be something that you have some personal experience with. So that's the first thing. Don't get nervous about what you're going to see. You've already seen it before. The next thing you need to know about the prompt is it's going to require a specific position to be taken by you. So it's going to give you this issue, this problem, and it's going to say, decide this or decide that. So you've got to decide what you believe about it. For the ACT writing prompt, this is not a time for you to straddle the fence. So you want to make sure you avoid ambiguous language, things like probably, maybe, sometimes. You've really got to definitively pick one side of this issue. All right, the prompt's also going to provide you with 2 distinct perspectives on the issue. So if you get an issue and you don't really know much about it, make sure you read the prompt closely because it's going to give you some information. Even if you don't agree with the 2 perspectives provided, you're going to want to use those and reference them in your counter argument, which we're going to talk about in another episode. Another nice option of the ACT prompt is that it presents the option for you to develop your own viewpoint. This is really nice because if you don't agree with one of the 2 sides presented in the actual prompt, this gives you a chance to really voice your opinion and kind of get your personality out there. However, what you want to be careful of is if you develop your own viewpoint, this is not a ticket for you to straddle the fence. Your viewpoint can't be, sometimes I believe the first thing they said, and then sometimes I believe the second thing they said. You've really got to come up with an individualized point of view for this.